Now we're going to look at creating and applying materials with MaxScript. I'm going to start by creating a sphere. So right now this sphere doesn't have any material applied to it. If I bring up the material editor and I go here and look for materials in the scene, there are no materials in this scene yet. So I've got this selected, and I'm going to say $.material equals standard, parenthesis. So this is saying the current object, $, the material of that object, make it a standard material. And I'll hit the Enter key on my number pad. And that's now a standard material. It's not in the material editor yet, but we can bring it in if we want to. So I'm going to click right here, and there's my material now. So just double click on that. And now you can see by these white triangles that this is the hot material. This is on the current object. And it's still just a gray material, which is the default material when you first create a standard material. So now I'm going to turn it into a checker material. So here we have $.material.maps2. So why maps2? Because if I go down into the maps rollout, the diffuse map is the second map, and that's what I'm going to set. So what I'm going to do here is equivalent to clicking here and choosing the checker material. So now let's do that through MaxScript. And this is the line right here. And hit the Enter key. So that doesn't show up because we're not showing our materials in the viewport yet, but we can see it here, and if I render, we can see it in the render as well. Another way of saying maps2 is diffuse map. So I'm going to set the diffuse map to marble. Hit Enter. And if I bring this up, you can see that's now marble. So that's the same as going here and choosing marble. Materials can also have various properties. So for example, the checker material has a color 1 property. It also has a color 2 property, but we're just dealing with color 1 right now. And here is the value of that property, color 25600, all of that in parentheses. So this is an RGB color, red, green, blue. These numbers can go from 0 to 256, and this is 256 red and 0 green and blue. So that's a pure red. So let me hit the Enter key there. Again, it doesn't show up here. We're not showing our materials in the viewport yet, but you can see it here, and it would show up on a render as well. So here is the command for showing your materials in the viewport. Show texture map. Here you indicate the material. This is the material associated with the current object, $.material, and here's true. So let's go ahead and hit the Enter key. And that now becomes visible there. I'm just going to click in the viewport and hit F4 to take off that Show Edged Faces so you can see that material more clearly there. And you can also change the tiling. So that's equivalent to this, the U tiling and the V tiling. So I'll just execute this, and one tiling changed, and the other tiling changed. So that's a brief introduction to creating and applying and working with materials in MaxScript.